I'm Amber Davies, and this is your 5-minute call. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. Guys, I really can't wait for you to hear this ep. The guy I had sitting on this couch was the most humble, kindest, most positive ball of energy I have ever had the pleasure of interviewing, and it's the incredible Michael Ahomka-Lindsay. Today on the couch, we have our very original Jack Kelly, who I just love so much. It's Michael Ahomka-Lindsay, everyone.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Amber.
Thanks for coming. Yeah. Before we get started, I feel like I've said this in like a few of my podcasts before, but the last time I saw you...
Okay, go on then, tell the story.
Well, yeah. It was Olivier's night. It was the first time I ever met you. And I'd just seen you in Newsies like a few days before.
Yeah, that's right, actually. I forgot. Yeah, it was the week before, maybe.
The week before. Yeah. So like the Newsies cast were like fresh in my mind, you know? And I was obsessed with the show. Like I can't wait to delve into that. But yeah, we were definitely hanging off a pole together in Freedom, weren't we?
100%. Either side, swinging.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually were.
Yeah, it was funny.
And then I had like, you know when you wake up the next morning, you're so hungover and you're like, oh my gosh. And then I hungover voice noted you.
Like, what happened? Where? Because we just, like you said, we just absorbed you into our group.
Yeah. I was a Newsies girl.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that was the first time we ever met. So I thought, oh my gosh, if I ask him to come on this, he's going to think I'm a complete nutter.
No, first impression is great. First impression. I feel like the best way to meet someone for the first time is at a party.
Yeah. Get drunk together.
Do you know what I mean? All the inhibitions.
Gone.
Exactly.
There was nothing there behind my
no
eyes.
Secrets,
no secrets. You knew everything. Okay, so something I do beginning of every episode is, what is your pre-show ritual?
Yeah. Do you know what? I sometimes I try to avoid them mostly because I'm like, if I don't get to do it, then I panic. I don't want to put that in like place for myself. That being said, I do end up doing something all the time. Yeah. But it does change depending on the show. Sometimes it's music that just get me in the vibe. Newsies, I used to listen to like New York rap. I just like sit and just listen.
I love that.
To like get yourself in that space, you know?
Yeah.
And it's fun. I like New York rap anyway. So
what's the genre for Cabaret?
1920s jazz. Genuinely 1920s jazz.
Really?
You know, they had all these amazing queer performers. I just listened to their music.
Oh wow.
And like, you know, you might have even heard of Ma Rainey. There's a film called Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
No, but I will put it on my list.
Yeah, Viola Davis is in it. It's amazing. So I listen to music, get myself in the vibe.
Yeah.
And I've actually just recently started giving characters a smell. So I have like a particular cologne or perfume or scent that I put on for each character that kind of just puts me in the vibe.
Oh my God, I love that. What's your current one?
For Cliff, it's like a musky, kind of sweet, musky smell.
Okay.
And it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel like, okay, cool.
And that's so lovely because say in years to come, you'll smell that smell and just remember the contract that you've done.
It's so true. And I feel like it gets, over time, it gets stronger because now you're relating it to doing the show. So just anyway, you get to like the last show and you're like, this feels really like compelling. Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to find a scent for me now.
Yeah, it's really fun as well.
Like, what would Vivian Ward wear? She couldn't afford a perfume.
It's a good question to ask.
Right. Can I just say, when I read this on Wikipedia, I could not believe what I was reading. So, you actually went to uni for medicine?
Yeah.
What the hell?
If anyone finds this out, they're like, question mark? Like, what?
Please, can we just divulge into that?
Yeah. So, I went to Leeds University for 2 years. Well, it's such a funny question. I feel like sometimes the question should be, why did you not just go straight into acting? Because...
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, I always wanted to do this.
Okay.
And I feel like I didn't have any family that did this or like in the industry. So I was unsure about how does it work? You know, do you just audition for things? How do you get auditions? Like, who gets you the audition, etc. So it felt really far away. It felt so... Unachievable, or like I didn't know where to start. I'm quite like a methodic person. I was like, okay, what's step one? I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
And obviously school just starts to rattle on and then okay, what are you doing for A-levels? What's your personal statement going to be, etc. And I always saw medicine as my like realistic dream. and this was like my dream. I wanted to help people. I wanted to be around people. And so medicine felt like a...
So had you always had a passion for medicine? Or is it more helping people?
More, yeah. And meeting people. And like my mum is an eye doctor. So I kind of had like some kind of connection to that world anyway. I didn't want to do business. I was like, my dad was using economics. He was like, do you not want to do that? And I was like, no. And so I kind of I fell into that. I also wanted to do, this again kind of weird, but I was into like brain surgery. And so I really wanted to do, and that was really creative. Yeah. I realized I was actually looking for creativity because there's so much about the brain that we don't know.
Yeah.
And it's that in like innovation and stuff. But yeah, so I was waiting for something to happen. And lo and behold, something did happen. We were doing our final year show, which was Les Mis, classic school show. And Tim Rice...
So this is in secondary school?
This is in, my sixth form.
Okay.
So upper six at this point.
Okay.
And Tim Rice came to watch it.
How?
He knew...
Why is Tim Rice coming up to your secondary school?
I didn't know why either. I think he was friends with one of the parents.
Oh!
And so he came to come and watch it. And at the end of the show, we spoke to myself, there's a guy called Patrick, and her name is Ali Bamba. And he was really enthusiastic and was like, are you going to pursue this? Are you going to do something? And I was like, this is crazy. This thing that I was waiting for that might push me towards, So I started thinking about it a lot more seriously. Mm-hmm. But then, obviously, this is like 2 months before I'm graduating. So
you'd made your plans?
I made my plans, had a place at med school. But the idea had been planted. And I went to med school and had a great time. But I did more drama societies than I did my degree.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You knew where your passion was.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you have a degree in medicine then?
I left after 3 years. So
okay.
Dropout. So you can get clinical sciences degree.
Okay.
Not the full medical degree because it's 5 years.
But that is still so amazing. Like, that's mind-blowing to me. For me, I went to train at 16, so I didn't even do my A-levels. Yeah. And to just know that you have this incredible career and you still managed to go to uni for 3 years is like mental to me. How old are you now?
27.
How? We're the same age?
We're the same age, yeah, because I would have done 3 years there.
Oh, yeah,
I graduated at 18 and then just left 3 years at drama school.
You can tell I didn't do my A-levels.
No, but yeah, it's funny. It is, but I don't regret it at all because I met so many different kinds of people. I
feel like you're a huge empath. You draw people in, so I could see why you'd want to help others, you know?
Yeah, and it gave me that drive too because I haven't always had this as an option. So
no, exactly.
I take it for granted.
So you went to the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland.
Yeah.
And on the Andrew Lloyd Webber Foundation Scholarship.
Correct. Yeah.
Casual.
Needed, necessary.
Just casually.
I used all my student loan at med school, so that was like a lifesaver.
So what made you drop out and audition?
Such a collection of things. It was over like years, a couple of years.
Okay.
Of just moments of things happening. That sort of were opening me up to a certain perspective. And I think the main messaging that I was receiving from these moments was you have to live the way you want to now. A lot of people live waiting for the next thing, or I'll do this now so I can have that later, etc., etc. But I wanted to know that I was doing exactly what I wanted to do for myself.
In the present moment.
And not to live for other people because then I end up blaming them.
I feel like you should write a book.
Would you buy it?
I would buy it, 100%. Really? I would be like, swipe up to shop now on my Instagram.
If any literary agents listening to this, see, I've got an endorsement already.
Honestly, like, you're just full of knowledge and like really good knowledge.
Just life experience of things happening that just wake you up.
But I feel so lucky that you're on here so people can listen. And like learn, you know. So
many medical students actually are, because usually to get into med school you need like a hobby that you show that you're really committed to. It's a part of like the whole process. So many med students are really, really committed to something, whether that's music or arts or sports, and so they all have these like passions. And it's like a common joke that a medical student usually has like one dream that they're like ignoring.
Oh really?
Yeah.
If that's you, go for what you want to do. Dream big.
Exactly.
So just a couple of things that you've done. Rent.
Yeah.
Was that your first job?
That's my first job.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Lion, Witch in the Wardrobe. Was that a tour?
That was a tour.
Tour. So you've done town, you've done tour.
Yeah.
Now I saw you in Legally Blonde.
Oh,
that's when I first like laid my eyes on you and I thought, like to me personally, I kind of live in a bubble until I go and see a show and I'm like, who's that? You know, who's that? And I thought, oh my God, who is that guy? Like, I feel like you kind of just popped out of nowhere, in my mind, anyway.
I guess that's always what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, until you get a job in somewhere that people see you in London.
Yeah, or you go and
yeah.
see friends and you're like, oh my God,
Exactly,
who's that person, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, he is insane. And I remember you just like really sticking out in my mind.
That's lovely. I had such a good time on that show.
Did you?
It
Did
was
you love
really
it?
fun. Yeah, the cast was just like golden. We
And-
bonded so well.
And like in the open air, what was that like? So I really want to do a show there.
Oh, if you have hay fever, don't do a show. Like, that was. You see how I was taken back there?
Yeah. You have trauma.
Whew. I have hay fever, and I
Oh.
only got it for the first time that year. It came with a force. I
Typical.
I couldn't believe it. Like, and you'd be performing, and it feels like you're seeing the pollen just like flying around.
God.
So that was a bit of a challenge.
Do you think that impinged your experience?
I actually went off. That's why I went off. I missed I think one show.
Oh, Cry Me a River.
No,
He's the one that goes into work every day, doesn't he?
I
Like, I
tried
don't-
to. Hey,
That's amazing.
But I basically was so under it. I wasn't breathing at night. It was awful. I wasn't
Like, couldn't
sleeping.
actually breathe through your nose, and you're trying to like.
It's like
Oh,
and then I found out that
no.
London has like a high pollen count. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna leave London for a night,
Okay.
and it worked.
Do you know as well? You can get an injection or something. Actually, I'm talking to like a
Really?
medic
No,
student here.
This is me going really, because hay fever
Yes.
season's coming.
You can get an injection in your buttocks. I can say that, can't
You were
I?
like, what's the word I can use?
Because my best friend suffers really, really badly, and he goes once a year to get it, and it literally saves him for the whole summer.
Right, I'll be contacting you later.
Yeah, and
That needs to
I
happen.
think that's a thing. Like, I'm sure everybody knows about it. You should know
I
about
know,
it.
I mean, I've never had hay fever, so
Okay.
it was literally that
Apparently,
year
it's
I got it for the first time.
unbelievable. It's amazing that it
Okay,
will
I'm
really,
doing
really
that.
work.
But it was fun. Overall, it was beautiful, and the sun setting as the show is happening is just amazing.
I
And
can't.
by the time we get to the second act, then it's it's dark and the lights come out, and it is beautiful. It's a beautiful theatre.
And if it rains? Question mark.
Question mark. We had one show stop because of rain, or two show stops because of rain.
Okay.
So we're quite lucky. But if it's a safety threat, then they stop the show.
Well, after you guys, 101 Dalmatians went in,
Yeah, that's
and my
right.
sister was in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think you guys did early summer, right? And they did the later summer because they were literally doing a show in like the 40-degree heat summer.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was literally hell for them. So I feel like,
Well,
yeah, you guys like got in at a really good time of the
Yeah.
year. And how was Courtney?
oh, Courtney is an angel. She's
I love
just.
Courtney.
There are people in life that remind you that life is meant to be fun, and she's one of those people.
I love that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's just like
Ball
a
of energy.
Yeah, exactly. What
Yeah.
I was about to say.
I love that. I love those type of people. They're the type of people you want to have in a cast, you know?
Exactly.
Who don't drain energy.
Energy vampires, right? Because
Oh,
at the end of the day, like so much, there's pressure, right, to what we do.
yeah.
But if you allow that to like get you down, it's difficult to actually do what you do well.
Yeah.
And I find that remembering that it's meant to be fun
Yeah.
is what gets me out of that.
And you're only as good as the person standing next to you, I think, you know?
Facts. And so standing next to
Factual.
Courtney Bowman, you're going to be good.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
she's excellent.
And I feel
So-
like everyone from that cast has done really, really well.
Yeah.
That was a good cast.
I used to go see Ali in Hadestown.
I know, I've messaged her actually. I really want her on here. Okay, next, Jack Kelly.
Jack Kelly.
Originating the role in Newsies. And you guys won an Olivier for Best Choreography, didn't you? Which Matt Cole actually taught me in college.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like rooting for you guys
Yeah.
from the get-go, but I've loved Newsies for years and years.
Okay.
So like when it was coming, I always knew I'm going to be obsessed with this. But for me, like when I came and watched, moments of the show literally took my breath away. Like some of the choreography, I could have
Wild.
stood up like 3 or 4 times within the show to give a standing ovation because it was
Truly.
beyond. Like what was that experience like?
I mean, just to say as well, I totally agree. And that was me in rehearsals. I'm just watching these people like do the most incredible things. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is amazing, you know? It was inspiring to be around. I knew it was going to be like that as well. My experience of the show was mainly like seeing people doing performance classes at drama school and stuff.
Okay.
But I kind of knew that I was going to be walking to a cast of people who were going to have skills like
No
I've
other.
never seen before,
Yeah.
right? And so I was like, okay, I need to just walk in and just absorb that, take that all in, and just also know that I've got my place in that jigsaw puzzle as well.
Yeah, you were the heart of it.
I guess
You were.
yeah,
You were the heart of the show.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You held it all together. It was beautiful.
Lovely. I had a good time. It was definitely the first time that I felt this level of visibility.
Okay.
It was like, whoa, this is so
Did you
many
feel
people
a
were
bit
expecting it.
vulnerable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I think it's because it's loved as a show.
Yeah. But I do feel like when you get put in those uncomfortable moments, not uncomfortable as in you don't want to be there, like, wow, okay, this is a really exposing show for me. You grow. You do grow so much as a performer.
Pressure and diamonds, right?
Yes.
Pressure and diamonds.
Exactly.
You, like, gratitude for all the challenges. Because, it was... I listen back to some of it now. Sometimes people like post things and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was such a good memory. And the role is so full of things. Like there are lots of really great scenes. The music is great. So singing those numbers. And I did a little bit of dancing, not much, just a little hop, step, just a little something and seize the day.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Well, can you dance?
I can do, I'm not like a technical dancer.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't grow up doing ballet.
That's what the ballet boys are for.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
They didn't want you to do triple with the remote.
Well, hey, you know. But yeah, I can pick up choreo.
I didn't ever look at you and think, oh my God, he can't take 2 steps.
Good. That's great news.
If that reassures you.
So supported by Matt and Jane.
Great singer, but cannot dance for shit.
That's the review. TripAdvisor, like 2 stars.
2 left feet.
100.
No, I didn't.
Totally
I
supported
didn't think that.
I was supported by Matt and Jane massively.
Oh, were you?
The whole team, yeah. Nigel, Lily, who was our MD, and Chris Ma. Honestly, I felt like uplifted, and they were constantly pushing me and constantly like giving me like more to like do. Yeah, it was just a good squad of people that felt really like ready to take this thing on. Because I think it's that feeling of like, I know they've been trying to get it to the UK for a little while now.
Oh yeah, did they try it? They tried it on Broadway.
Is that 10 years ago thing? They were going to bring it back and they didn't work out.
Yeah. Then they didn't work out, but that was the right time to do it. Yeah. Like when it happened. Yeah. Sarah Lee, our company manager. Yeah.
Sarah Lee.
So she came into Back to the Future for my last 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, and I know, because she left us.
She left you. She came to us. And I just thought, she was saying to me that, because obviously it was so physically hard, you know, for the boys and for the girls, but she'd have a line of people up in the interval, just with like injury here, injury
like
there.
Triage.
And she was like a mother to everybody. Like she loved you all so much, you know?
Sarah Lee was at the Olivier's party. You might not have seen. She was there.
Was she?
She was there. She's an icon. Actually, it's funny. Newsies. Okay, my ritual for Newsies was photos. Because, you know, just looking up young black newspaper boys from the time of 1899 and just looking at pictures of them. And just like being, okay, do these boys justice.
Oh, you know? My God, don't, because I'll cry.
Right? And it's crazy because the story of Newsies, obviously it's this beautiful fun, but when you think, like, these were 11, 9, the oldest was, I guess, 15.
Yeah. Who
decided to, like, take on a literal media giant.
I know. when you actually think about it.
You know? And
when was it set again?
1899.
Wow.
So, yeah. They were all sort of mostly orphans, and you know they had each other, and so it's incredible, you know, all these boys and girls doing that.
Now it's time for a quick interval. Go and powder your noses, and we'll see you in 2. Vocally, how did you mentally get through it? Were you fine? Were you good? Were you set? Were you anxious? Like, did you go through waves? That's a big sing.
Waves. I'm going to be I have to be honest, right?
Yeah.
There's no point coming on here. Waves. There were moments of like, oh my days. Because I think every role, most of the time in musical theatre, roles come with expectation because they've seen something of it before.
Yeah.
So it's waves of handling expectation and your view of yourself. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go, these expectations, is that at odds with me? No, it isn't. It doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't.
But sometimes you go through waves of like, oh my days. Because you can't really hear yourself. You don't know how it's being received.
Yeah.
And some days I felt like I could fly. And other days I was like, what happened? And that's theatre, because it's 8 shows a week for
it's
9
tough.
months.
And for 9 months?
It was about that, wasn't it? Because we extended.
I know, I love that you did that.
It was great.
And you did 8 shows a week?
Eventually I moved to 7.
There we go.
Take that alternate show. Oh, yes. It's because we had that final extension.
So you could be like, I will stay if
as you know,
you give me 2 days off a week.
Because the question I had to ask myself was, do you want to do 8 shows at a certain level, or do 7 and give yourself a rest so you can do 7 the way you want to?
Yeah. Do you feel like when you went down to 7 shows a week, you enjoyed it more?
Definitely.
That's good.
And it's nice to, George and Matt and my colleagues, they had their beautiful moments as well.
Yeah.
But it was good to just reset myself and also just recognize that it helps to sort of take yourself into consideration.
Yeah, of course. You're the most important person.
And you have to be like, wait. I have to look after myself. And even just that act in itself stops you from taking it all too seriously.
Yeah, I know. We dress up for a living.
Right.
I mean, we're not saving lives out here, Oh, and you won a Black British Theatre Award for that.
Yes. Oh, that was beautiful.
Okay. Yeah. What does that mean to you?
Everything. I have to say, that was everything. Because, doing a role that's previously been played by a white actor is always going to come in with a certain energy. You're going to be the same with Emmett. The beautiful thing is that actually when you start to do the work and you start to do the prep and all that stuff, you find how beautifully it fits. Because we're all humans and we've all been everywhere.
Yeah,
They were black newsboys. They were, And so it's very enriching to look into that and find the history of that and find these faces of these boys that you're serving. But it's difficult too, because you're feeling this certain pressure, and there's going to be people out there that no matter what you do, just won't like it. They don't want to see you doing that. So that's just the way it is. Yeah. And you also want to do the thing justice because you're like, this is a moment. I had a lot of young black kids come and watch the show and be like, this meant everything to me. And
how incredible is that?
Right? Or like I get tagged in posts of black boys at drama school suddenly singing Santa Fe who'd never thought to sing that. Before. And I was like, man, like that is, I don't know, that feeling feels, then you feel like you're saving lives a bit. You're like, you feel like you're like making a difference to people. Yeah. Which is beautiful.
You are making a difference.
I appreciate that. And I think that award, that nomination felt, it made me feel like it was received by the right people. By it just felt right.
I love that. I love that. And honestly, did you ever feel like I don't deserve this role? Because you should never have.
Crazy not to,
In 5 years' time, you'll be taking roles and be like, this was made for me.
Hey, who knows? But I think it's natural. You just go, how am I going to do this? In my head, I'm going, do I deserve this? Of course you deserve. That's not the point. It's how are you going to do this?
Yeah. Do you know what? I had a question from one of our listeners earlier today, and it was like, do you get imposter syndrome? So this really fits this conversation.
Oh, to me, directly. Yeah. Gosh, of course.
And I just thought, wow, a question like that hasn't come up before, and I've never ever thought to ask that.
Yeah, of course. Imposter syndrome is, I think it's natural.
Yeah, it is. To some extent, it really is. But like you said, Jack Kelly was previously played by a white actor. Yeah. Was there conversations and stuff about
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great because I see on social media people being like, actually, these are some pictures and accounts of black newsboys and all this kind of stuff. So that was excellent.
Oh, okay.
People
okay,
backing up on that,
good.
Even before I'd even had a chance to.
Isn't that crazy though that we have there's still a conversation about that?
To justify it.
We're in 2024.
Hey, well, don't get me started.
Okay.
But imposter syndrome is, I think, a natural thing, and I often just try to decode these feelings. Okay, why do I feel like this? Why am I feeling like I shouldn't be here? Or why do I feel like someone's gonna find out that I shouldn't be? That's imposter syndrome, right? And it's like, okay, right, I just need to believe in myself. It's my body, my mind trying to tell me something. It's directing me to, it's like pain, right?
Yeah.
It's directing me towards a thing that I need to work on or a thing that I need to feel.
Yeah.
It's giving me the answer.
Yeah.
To elevate.
Yeah.
But imposter syndrome is natural. I think it's going to happen at every point in anyone's career, because when there's growth, you're in a place that you don't recognize and you're like, this is unfamiliar.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah. I love that. I absolutely love that. We were in Bristol at the same time.
Yeah. Choir Boy, and you were doing Pretty Woman.
I was doing Pretty Woman.
That's it.
So you were at the Old Vic.
Yeah.
How was that? So did you just do it in Bristol? Was it a tour?
Just in Bristol.
Oh, lovely. I love Bristol. Shout out to anyone who's from Bristol. Did you enjoy it?
I loved Bristol so much. I felt so welcomed by that city.
I think it's one of my favourite places.
Truly. It was lovely. Bristol is beautiful because you'll be in city and 5 minutes later it's like countryside.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? It's very holistic. But yeah, Choir Boy it's hard to put into words, actually. It was amazing. I had such an incredible time. The writer, Ahomka-Lindsay, shout out, is stunning writer. One of my favorite films, Moonlight, is written by Terrell. And I think he has an incredible way of exploring what it means to be a black boy or a black man. And he just has this intricate way of weaving stories and putting all the nuances in naturally.
It's like that one of those minds.
Yeah, it's one of those minds. He's just very clever and creative. So I had a beautiful time working on that script, and that cast was
amazing.
Held each other so tight. And
do you think it was like up there with like a career highlight for you?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I thought it would be.
Literally, it is exactly that.
I just wish I'd have come to see you, but I think we were on the same.
Clashing. It's classic, isn't it? And Nancy Medina, another shout out, incredible director. And I really was excited to work on a play.
I know. Yeah. After being in Cabaret, would you open those doors again?
100%. Yeah. It's been lovely because Cabaret I don't really sing. Not really.
Yeah.
Like I do it in my own free time.
Okay.
But lovely to sort of focus in the shower and just walking around. But it's been nice to just focus in on acting and just to like zone into that. And it's the whole narrative. Cliff is a great role because it's, you've got these Sally and MC or these huge, they're larger than life, right? They're ginormous. They fill up a theatre. And then you've got Cliff, who sort of, it can easily become a bit boring, quote unquote, but it's actually just got to hold
still
narrative.
Still.
Yeah, exactly.
And keep it down grounded and true.
Ground things, yeah, exactly.
That's what I think. It's like when you see some certain characters in a musical, one always represents like truth.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to have that.
You
Otherwise
have to have
nothing
that
to follow.
Yeah. So you basically started 2024 booking Cabaret.
Yes, yeah.
That's a great start to the year. Oh my gosh.
So beautiful,
brilliant. And you're working opposite Cara.
Yeah.
Cara Delevingne, she's worldwide.
This is worldwide.
Model.
Actress.
Yeah. How is she? Who is she? Who is she? I love her, I do. But
no, excellent. She's excellent.
Is she really goofy? I feel like...
I was going to say, that's the first... She's playful. Really playful. From the jump, our rehearsal room was just so like, just free and open, and choices are like just coming from everywhere, And it's great because Cabaret is a long-running show, but they let us like create.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
So it's not carbon copies?
No, we make our own blocking.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, all the covers like, oh, here we go again. Got to change.
So basically, actually, you could go and watch Cabaret and you'd have a different experience. Oh, I love that. I love that.
And it felt creative, and as a result of that fun thing, you're more playful too.
Yeah.
And Tom Hughes, who's our associate director, was like really holding that as well. And so it's been really fun, and she's so dedicated.
And like, because she's so famous, honestly, I'm just like fangirling right
now. Right.
Because, when you first met her, did you like have expectations of like, oh my gosh, I'm meeting Cara Delevingne? Or were you just like, like, were you a fan before?
I guess, do you know what actually really fun? I just said to her recently, I was like, because I watched a TV show she had called Carnival Row. And I was like, I actually never mentioned that I watched that show. And I really liked it. I love a sci-fi fantasy, I do.
I love a sci-fi fantasy, I do.
But, like, we're all humans, right? And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect, of course. But, I think I was more just excited to, like, know the human and be like, okay, what you like as a person. So, yeah.
I'm going to have to come and watch
expectations. Yeah, come see.
Have to come and watch it.
Come see.
Your producer is Adam Spears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked with Adam on 9 to 5.
No way.
Yes, I'm actually invited to him and his younger daughter's birthday.
They share the same birthday?
Yeah, they do.
That's lovely.
So I'm going to get all the goss on you. I'll be like, what's he like to work with? I just
Truth, really,
imagine you're an absolute diva.
The worst.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to be myself around Cara Delevingne.
Really?
I'd be like, anything for you, my love, anything for you, my dear.
No, she's so lovely.
Just normal.
Yeah, of course, right? It's that thing, isn't it? You meet someone that maybe you've known or previously seen, and you meet them and you're like, oh, of course, you're just a person, eat, sleeps, breathes, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And the rehearsal room always felt comfortable and playful, and like we were discovering.
And so there was not a vibe like, I'm here, you're there.
Oh, no.
I love that. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, I guess that's important to say that no, that isn't the way that she works or the way that the room feels at all.
It's like an equal playing field.
Yeah, you just come in with ideas, which must be fun as well, like to go into theatre and previously doing lots of film. Yeah. It's time. We get to sit and just talk about what we think about this script and how do we feel about this moment? What's this moment meant to be? We can actually create based on our thoughts and take time and try and keep trying. It doesn't work, and then
that way
you're still doing it 8 times a week anyway. You can still keep trying.
Yeah.
So
And I've got to ask, because obviously they change the cast in Cabaret quite often.
They do.
It's like they're
they've already casted, I'm sure. I think they've already casted.
I'm off.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the audition process like for it?
Very regular, actually. Just lots of rounds, essentially, coming in. I think my first 2 rounds were tapes.
Okay.
Well, first round was a tape, and then another couple of rounds with Rebecca Frecknell, who's the director, and then another round with Tom, who's the associate. And yeah, just regular, maybe like 5 or 6 rounds. Yeah, I'm saying that so casual as if it's not like
6
tons
rounds.
of rounds.
Do you like get emotionally invested when you start auditioning, or are you very logical about it?
No, I'm not a logical person. Well,
do you put post-it notes on your wall saying, I'm going to get this job?
This vision boarding, like getting really neurotic. No, the way I recognize whether I want to do something, whether it's the right decision for me next, is how attached I become in my thoughts about it later. Okay. If I do an audition and I'm thinking about it later, or I'm thinking about the character, or thinking about the things or the world or whatever, then I'm like, oh,
I want this.
And I learned that from Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he did an interview and said that, and I was like, oh, I totally agree with that. And so I get attached. I start off just like, okay, just bring yourself, do whatever.
Yeah.
Then after about a couple rounds, if I'm starting to feel,
I like this.
Yo, I think I could live here.
Yeah, I think I could do this
here. Then I'm like, okay, I need to pursue this.
I love that. Okay, so I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Cool.
Because we've got 5 minutes left.
Oh, it always goes quick,
It goes so quick. You're so easy to talk to.
You too.
You're so cozy. Firstly, what has been so far? I mean, you already have had like an amazing career, and it's just going to build and grow. Like you're 27, you know, like the things you're going to be doing is going to be crazy. But so far in life, what has been your career highlight, or that one day that you will remember forever?
Wow.
And it doesn't have to be today, because I'm interviewing you.
Amber Davies, your 5-minute call. It's very simple, actually.
Yeah. My career highlight.
Ooh, brilliant. I'm living it right now.
This is my dream.
Oh, God, what a question. That's such an interesting question. I actually can't.
Well, like a moment in life where you like kind of thought, God, I'm so grateful for this.
Yeah. Okay. I've had so many moments like that. The most recent moment that I had, I've had that in Cabaret a lot too. Okay, I'm just gonna say I had a beautiful day in Choir Boy.
Okay.
When the day that Terrell left, we always do check-ins and check-outs.
Okay.
And in that show, Nancy, it was arranged, we did that. And we were just in a circle, and it was the day before we were about to do our first show. And we just all were just in such an emotional place.
Yeah. And
we were just saying how grateful we were for each other and what we were about to do and the story we were about to tell. And I just remember thinking, wow, I'm in the right place.
Yeah. I love those moments.
Yeah, exactly.
That you could never relive. No. It's like the energy in the room, the words that were said.
Yeah.
You just think, I love that.
Exactly. You just feel, okay, right, this is exactly where I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
I'm growing.
I love that.
Changing.
And finally, before I let you go and do a show, this is from a listener.
Okay.
What would you say to someone who is thinking about pursuing their dreams but is scared to do so? Which I think is perfect for you, because you literally did have another dream.
Yeah.
Like, what would your, like, maybe just one sentence be to someone who is, like, just scared to cross the line and open the door?
I think recognizing that your fear is actually just your desire. You're so scared because you want it so badly.
Yeah.
And so to recognize that thing you think is actually holding you back is actually the thing that's telling you to do it. Try your best to just see that. I think that's what do you know what I mean? Does that land?
Oh my God, I've literally got goosebumps.
Good. I hope that lands.
Now I think, forget the book, motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker.
You've got an incredible client on your hands.
I'd ramble. I'd be so rubbish at it.
You're just so, you're like, not very many people are like you.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Like, you definitely radiate this, like, godly energy.
Godly. Very
so
religious.
Do you believe in a God? No, but I believe in Michael Ahomka-Lindsay. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, the listeners are in for a freaking treat with this. You're a superstar, and I will book my tickets to come and see you.
Yeah, come through. Let me know when you can.
Give me a cuddle.
Of course.